The Young and the Restless spoilers Wednesday full April 2, 2025. In the heart of Genoa City's relentless power struggle. The delicate balance of alliances and enmities was once again on the brink of collapse. As the drama deepened, each character found themselves caught in a web of conflicting loyalties, dangerous ambitions, and unforeseen consequences. The following narrative weaves together the intricate storylines of Nikki, Diane, Tracy, Martin, Audra, and Holden, each playing a pivotal role in a high-stakes chess game that could redefine the future of two powerful families. Nikki's bold defiance and its ripple effects. Nikki Newman stood at a crossroads where personal conviction clashed with the iron will of Victor Newman. Lauren Fenmore Baldwin's request had come as an urgent plea for help, a desperate bid to shield Michael Baldwin from the encroaching influence of Victor's latest schemes. However, agreeing to Lauren's plea meant that Nikki would have to openly defy Victor's explicit wishes. In the labyrinthine corridors of corporate power, such a move was not merely a minor act of rebellion. It was a seismic shift that could upend the carefully constructed order of the Newman dynasty. Nikki's decision to interfere with Victor's newest plot to bring down Jabot Industries was laced with both promise and peril. Should her actions succeed, they would not only disrupt Victor's meticulously crafted plans but also serve as a resounding message that compassion and justice might yet prevail over ruthless ambition. However, the fallout from such a bold move was far from certain. By sabotaging Victor's scheme, Nikki risked igniting a fury that could reverberate through every aspect of her life, most notably her precarious marriage with Victor. The delicate trust that bound them was now threatened by the possibility that Nikki's loyalty to her own moral compass might ultimately drive an even wider wedge between them. Diane's protective instincts and Tracy's dangerous gamble. While Nikki wrestled with her moral dilemma, another subplot was unfolding, one that involved the ever-concerned Diane and the impulsive Tracy Abbott. Diane's maternal instincts were on high alert as she learned of Tracy's dangerous plan to coerce a confession from the man known as Alain Laurent, more widely recognized as Martin Laurent. Despite the allure of a swift resolution, Diane was gripped by a deep-seated fear for Tracy's safety. The stakes were alarmingly high. If Tracy's risky maneuver were to backfire, it could plunge her into a vortex of legal entanglements and physical danger. Diane, ever the voice of caution and reason, attempted to dissuade Tracy from taking such a perilous path. She advocated for a more measured approach, one that involved bringing the matter to the attention of the authorities rather than risking a personal showdown with a man as volatile as Martin Laurent. Yet, Tracy was resolute. With the stubborn determination that had characterized much of her past, she insisted that this was an undertaking she must complete on her own terms. As Tracy moved forward, it became increasingly apparent that she was treading on thin ice. Each step she took drew her deeper into a labyrinth of deceit and danger, where a single miscalculation could unleash consequences far beyond her control. The brewing storm with Martin Laurent. Martin Laurent was not a man to be trifled with. Known for his unpredictable temperament and his capacity for explosive reactions, Martin was a dangerous wild card in an already volatile mix. The mere thought that Tracy was orchestrating a plan to force him into confessing his secrets was enough to set his fury ablaze. Rumors began to swirl that if Martin were to catch wind of Tracy's intentions, his response would be both swift and merciless, an incendiary reaction that could leave a trail of devastation in its wake. The threat of Martin's retribution loomed over Tracy like a dark cloud. In the unforgiving world of Genoa City, where power was often maintained through fear and intimidation, the potential fallout from crossing Martin Laurent was unimaginable. Every alliance, every decision, was being re-evaluated in light of the possibility that Tracy's high-risk gambit might just ignite a conflagration capable of consuming not only her but also those unfortunate enough to be caught in the ensuing chaos. A serendipitous invitation for Audra and Holden. Amid the escalating tensions and high-stakes maneuvers, a seemingly unrelated but equally compelling subplot was quietly unfolding. Audra, a character who had long been overshadowed by the dramatic exploits of her more prominent counterparts, found herself the recipient of an unexpected invitation, one that carried with it the promise of newfound intimacy and escape. The invitation, delivered in the most unanticipated manner, hinted at an opportunity for Audra to carve out some much-needed personal time away from the relentless pressures of her everyday life. For Holden Novak, portrayed by the charismatic Nathan Owens, this invitation was far more than just a chance to escape the daily grind. It represented an opening to nurture the simmering attraction that had long been a subtle undercurrent between him and Audra. In the midst of a city defined by its unyielding ambition and ruthless power plays, the promise of private moments shared in quiet secrecy was a tantalizing prospect. Holden saw in this invitation a chance to kindle a flame of desire, a hope that, in the midst of chaos and conflict, passion could still offer a brief reprieve from the unrelenting storm of Genoa City's intrigues, the interplay of loyalties, and the uncertain future. As these diverse narratives converged, Genoa City found itself on the cusp of a new era, one in which the traditional boundaries between right and wrong, loyalty and betrayal, were being relentlessly tested. Nikki's impending confrontation with Victor was emblematic of a broader shift, a rebellion against the status quo that had long dictated the fates of those ensnared in the Newman Empire. Her willingness to risk her marriage, to challenge the very foundations of her family's legacy, underscored a timeless truth, that sometimes the path to genuine progress requires defiance in the face of overwhelming authority. Simultaneously, Diane's desperate concern for Tracy highlighted the complex interplay between maternal care and personal agency. While Diane sought to protect Tracy from the potential fallout of her dangerous endeavor, Tracy's insistence on taking matters into her own hands served as a stark reminder of the unyielding spirit that often drives individuals to embrace risk in pursuit of what they believe is right. And with Martin Lawrence's volatile presence casting an ominous shadow over Tracy's plans, the stakes had never been higher. In another corner of this multifaceted drama, Audra's unexpected invitation and Holden's hopeful anticipation of deeper connection provided a counterpoint to the prevailing atmosphere of tension and conflict. Their burgeoning romance was a delicate interlude, a reminder that even amidst the relentless pursuit of power and vengeance, the human heart still yearned for tenderness, for moments of quiet intimacy that could momentarily dispel the darkness. Conclusion: a city poised on the edge. As the forces of ambition, desire, and loyalty collided in Genoa City, every decision taken by Nikki, Diane, Tracy, Martin, Audra, and Holden carried the potential to reshape their world. The delicate equilibrium that had sustained the fragile alliances between the powerful families now teetered on the brink of collapse. In choosing to defy Victor Newman, Nikki was not merely acting on behalf of a friend in need, she was signaling a broader desire for change, a repudiation of an oppressive order that had long stifled individuality and compassion. Diane's efforts to steer Tracy away from a path fraught with peril, despite Tracy's determined insistence on forging ahead, illustrated the eternal tension between protective care and the sometimes painful necessity of personal risk. And as Martin Lawrence lurked ominously on the horizon, the potential for explosive conflict served as a constant reminder that in Genoa City, even the most carefully laid plans could unravel in an instant. Finally, the emerging romance between Audra and Holden offered a glimmer of hope, a testament to the possibility that, even in a city where every day was a battle for supremacy, the gentle allure of love could still find a way to blossom. Whether this newfound intimacy would endure or be consumed by the surrounding chaos remained to be seen, but for the moment, it was enough to remind everyone that amid the power struggles and betrayals, there was still room for the human spirit to dream. In the ever-evolving tapestry of Genoa City, the lines between loyalty and rebellion, safety and danger, love and ambition continued to blur. Each character, with their own hopes, fears, and relentless determination, was poised to leave an indelible mark on the future of their intertwined worlds. As the saga unfolded, one undeniable truth emerged: in the fierce arena of power and passion, The courage to stand by one's convictions, even against overwhelming odds, was the ultimate force that could either shatter old empires or give birth to a new era of hope and redemption. In the sprawling, ever-turbulent landscape of Genoa City, where loyalty and deception intermingle with every heartbeat of power, a fresh wave of intrigue and manipulation was about to upend the established order. The latest developments, steeped in treachery and tangled alliances, promised to reshape relationships and redefine the boundaries between truth and lies. At the center of this unfolding drama was Victor Newman, whose penchant for twisting the truth was once again coming to the forefront. His calculated machinations were setting the stage for an audacious cascade of events that would involve Damien Kane, Lily, Nate Hastings, Chelsea Lawson, Billy Abbott, Adam Newman, and even Sally, each playing a critical role in a narrative destined for explosive consequences. Victor Newman's manipulative web. Victor Newman, the imperious patriarch known for his relentless pursuit of power, had embarked on a new campaign to distort the truth surrounding Damien Kane. With a masterful touch honed over decades, Victor was meticulously altering facts and weaving a narrative that would cast Damien in the worst possible light. His strategy was twofold: first, to undermine Damien's credibility, and second, to create a scenario where Lily could step forward and lay damning accusations. Victor's ultimate goal was not merely to tarnish a rival's reputation but to orchestrate bold moves that would consolidate his influence over the key players in Genoa City. By ensuring that the truth became a malleable tool in his hands, Victor was preparing to manipulate outcomes and control the unfolding drama with the precision of a seasoned chess master. Lily's pivotal role in the accusation. With Victor's machinations in motion, Lily was poised to become an instrumental figure in this high-stakes game. Under pressure and perhaps swayed by the powerful narrative that Victor was carefully curating, Lily would soon issue charges that placed Damien Kane at the center of a scandal. However, the situation was far from straightforward. Despite the mounting evidence and the persuasive rhetoric surrounding her, Damien remained adamant that Lily had completely misunderstood the situation. With a defiant resolve, Damien vowed to set the record straight. His counter-narrative would involve a determined effort to win over Nate Hastings, a key ally whose support could tip the balance in his favor. Damien's intent was clear. He would mobilize every ounce of persuasion to convince Nate that the real story was being deliberately obscured by those seeking to undermine him. The alliance of Chelsea Lawson and its implications. Amidst the swirling controversies, Chelsea Lawson emerged as a figure of both support and strategic intelligence. Teaming up with Lily, Chelsea was entrusted with the critical task of feeding vital updates to Billy Abbott. These revelations were not trivial. They carried significant implications for the intricate web of relationships that defined Genoa City. Chelsea was poised to divulge details regarding the newly confirmed relationship between herself and Adam Newman, a union that had the potential to send shockwaves through the already unstable alliances. For Billy Abbott, who had long been a keen observer and reluctant participant in the city's power struggles, this news was particularly potent. The confirmation of Chelsea and Adam's romantic reunion provided Billy with a new piece of the puzzle, one that he interpreted with a foreboding sense of inevitability. Billy Abbott's grim prognostications. Billy Abbott, ever the skeptic when it came to the seemingly ill-fated dynamics of Genoa City romances, wasted no time in forming a dire prediction about the future of Chelsea and Adam's relationship. Drawing from his own experiences with tumultuous unions and bitter rivalries, Billy was quick to forecast that this latest reunion was destined for catastrophe. The revelation that Chelsea and Adam Newman had officially become a couple was more than a mere headline, it was a harbinger of impending disaster. Billy's intuition, honed by years of witnessing the cyclical nature of alliances in Genoa City, led him to conclude that the fragile union was likely to crumble under the weight of external pressures and internal conflicts. His grim prediction was underscored by the knowledge that any reconciliation involving Adam Newman rarely unfolded without unleashing a series of repercussions that could destabilize the entire community. Sally's fiery reaction and the underlying feud. In the midst of these escalating tensions, Sally emerged as a figure of unbridled passion and latent fury. Known for her tempestuous nature, Sally's ire was not directly related to Chelsea and Adam's reunion. Instead, it was deeply entwined with the simmering feud between Adam and Billy. Sally had long harbored animosity towards the perpetual strife that had defined the interactions between these two men. When Adam's actions and the unfolding drama further aggravated this conflict, Sally's anger reached a boiling point. Her outburst was not a spontaneous fit of rage but rather the culmination of years of pent-up resentment and frustration over the relentless power struggles that had torn families apart. Although she harbored no ill will towards the notion of Adam and Chelsea reuniting, her fury was triggered by the collateral damage inflicted on Billy, an outcome that resonated deeply with her own sense of justice and fairness. The collision of ambitions and loyalties. As the multifaceted drama continued to evolve, it became increasingly evident that the decisions and alliances made in the coming days would have far-reaching consequences. Victor Newman's deft manipulation of the truth was a catalyst that set multiple events into motion. His calculated distortion regarding Damien Kane was not an isolated act of villainy but part of a broader strategy to engineer chaos in his favor. By paving the way for Lily's accusations and bold moves, Victor was attempting to tilt the scales of power within Genoa City, even if it meant risking the stability of his own relationships. Meanwhile, the intricate dance of alliances was further complicated by the divergent responses of those caught in the vortex. Damien's insistence on clarifying the misunderstood narrative and his efforts to rally Nate Hastings underscored a deep-seated need for vindication. His determination to counteract Victor's narrative highlighted the broader theme of truth versus deception, a struggle that lay at the heart of many personal and professional relationships in the city. Chelsea Lawson's collaboration with Lily and her role in informing Billy Abbott of the critical developments added yet another layer of complexity. Her revelations about the rekindled romance between herself and Adam Newman not only provided essential updates but also served as a flashpoint for Billy's apprehensions. For Billy, every piece of news was a potential omen, a signal that the intricate web of relationships was poised for upheaval. His prediction of disaster was not merely pessimistic speculation but a reflection of the recurring patterns of betrayal and fallout that had defined Genoa City for decades. The uncertain path forward. As the narratives of manipulation, betrayal, and unyielding ambition interwove, the future of Genoa City hung in a delicate balance. Victor's willingness to distort the truth and engineer chaos underscored the ruthless nature of his pursuit for power. In contrast, Damien's fervent effort to reclaim the narrative and win over Nate Hastings presented a defiant stand against the tide of deception. The alliance between Chelsea Lawson and Lily, and the consequential update delivered to Billy Abbott, further deepened the intrigue, setting the stage for a confrontation that promised to have monumental repercussions. At the same time, Sally's explosive reaction, born from the long-standing feud between Adam and Billy, added an emotional intensity that threatened to ignite into full-blown conflict. Her anger was not simply a reaction to recent events, it was a manifestation of deep-rooted grievances that had festered over time, awaiting the spark that would set them ablaze. With each character acting on their convictions and aligning with forces that often seemed destined to clash, the narrative was hurtling toward an uncertain and volatile future. A tapestry of conflict and transformation. The unfolding saga was emblematic of the larger, ongoing battle between truth and manipulation, passion and pragmatism, loyalty and betrayal. Victor Newman's orchestration of events, his willingness to bend reality to serve his ambitions, served as a stark reminder of the lengths to which power could corrupt even the most cherished relationships. His actions were a catalyst, embodied the struggle for personal integrity in a world where truth was often sacrificed at the altar of ambition. His mission to convince Nate Hastings to see the real picture was not merely an act of self-defense but a clarion call for a more honest and transparent dialogue, a plea for the restoration of trust in a system marred by manipulation. Chelsea Lawson's role in this high-stakes drama, as she teamed up with Lily to relay critical information to Billy Abbott. Underscored the fragile nature of alliances in Genoa City. Every revelation, every whispered secret, had the potential to tip the scales, to redefine relationships and alter the balance of power. For Billy, whose instincts had long warned of impending disaster, the news of Chelsea and Adam Newman's reunion was a portent of yet another cycle of heartbreak and turmoil. Finally, Sally's explosive reaction, fueled by the deep-seated animosity between Adam and Billy, highlighted the enduring impact of personal vendettas in a landscape dominated by corporate maneuvering and strategic alliances. Her fury was a visceral reminder that in the relentless pursuit of power, the human element, passion, pain, and the longing for justice remained an indelible force, capable of upending even the most meticulously crafted plans. Conclusion: the crossroads of destiny. In the Grand Theatre of Genoa City, where every whispered secret and calculated move carried the weight of destiny, the collision of these narratives was inevitable. Victor Newman's deceptive machinations. Damien Kane's quest for 6.